Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. I'm Brian Winnekins. Joining us this morning, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. We're going to talk about the Dairy Pride Act today that was just reintroduced. Thank you to our newsmaker sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, Annabis Silo, Osteoplastics, also Compira Financial, Synergy Co-op, and Wisconsin Farmers Union. Senator Baldwin, this is like Groundhog Day. We keep
Yes, it
introducing
is.
this.
Yes, but it's a little bit different this year because we're introducing it in the wake of Food and Drug Administration guidance that I'm very unhappy with. And I know the dairy farmers of Wisconsin are too. So the Dairy Pride Act simply tells the Food and Drug Administration to do its job and enforce the standards of identity for dairy products. If you call it milk, it needs to have a certain nutrient composition and a certain quality. And our dairy farmers work really hard to make sure that their milk is of high quality and is nutritious. These plant-based beverages can use the word milk with no responsibilities attached, and that's unfair, and we believe strongly that the Food and Drug Administration should be upholding its own standards.
You focused on dairy because obviously being Wisconsin, the dairy state, but there's a lot in agriculture that are saying, what about plant-based meat, and what about some of these other plant-based products using these labels? Was there ever a thought of saying we're just going to make it all of these type of plant-based products to say this is how you got to do it?
I am not wanting at all to interfere with a consumer's right to have a plant-based beverage. What I think is wrong is the use of the dairy terms like milk or yogurt or cheese, because those have a legal meaning, and the plant-based products have they don't have to meet those standards of identity. So I think that the Dairy Pride Act, which is a very bipartisan bill, really reins in these practices of using dairy's good name.
Are you hopeful that this time it'll get through both houses of Congress and be signed by the president?
Well, I certainly think that there's a heightened urgency now that the FDA has, in my mind, failed at the job of enforcing its own rules and issued this guidance that I think is ill-advised. And so we have bipartisan support in both houses. We are working on a farm bill, and we'll raise these issues in the context of that larger piece of legislation. So that'll be another opportunity to get this policy incorporated. But I am going to push really hard because I just want to underscore that our dairy farmers work so hard to make sure that their products are nutritious and meet the quality standards set by the FDA. They've had a ton of other challenges, whether it's extreme weather or trade wars and tariffs or high cost of feed, and not having control over the price they get per hundredweight. We don't need to pile on. And so Dairy Pride deals with a facet of the many challenges that dairy farmers deal with every day.
Finally, Senator Baldwin, because I know you have a lot of interviews and other things going on today. Are you upset with the administrator for FDA? Because he came before one of your committees and he said, we're going to really look at this. And, you kind of got a point. And then they come out with this. Do you feel like it kind of got stabbed in the back, for lack of a better word?
Well, I can tell you that there have been numerous Food and Drug Administration administrators who I have pressed on this issue under several different presidential administrations. But my previous complaint was they were taking way too long to address this. I feel like the studies they've done and the evidence that they have produced justify preventing these plant-based substitutes or alternatives or whatever from using dairy's good name. And I just disagree with the decision and the guidance they've issued.
All right. That is U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report.
Thank you. Bye.